from Walleyes Extreme Guide Service. I'm out on Lake Michigan right now. Walleye fishing's been a little interesting, especially we've been concentrating on Green Bay for some time since Lake Winnebago's shut down with the fish having so much bait and so forth to eat on their own. So it's hard to get a walleye in Winnebago at this time of year. Green Bay, it's in transition. The fish are in transition. They went from being, all day biting to more of a low light to nighttime or nocturnal bite now. So fishing out there has been pretty tough. Wind has been bad, so we've been getting blown off. So I took a chance and came out here this morning on Lake Michigan. We're just north of Milwaukee right now. Going for some of the other fish that I like to target. I love fishing for brown trout. It's something I'm guiding for now. Early spring, late fall, when they come into the harbors and the shorelines and stuff like that. But right now I'm about 4 or 5 miles out, and I'm out here trolling for salmon, trout, whatever it wants to hit. And one thing is, on this boat, my tournament boat that I've been running here the last couple years, I don't have downriggers. And being a salmon fisherman, and when you're out, everyone knows, you should be running downriggers. You can run your dipsy divers to get stuff down. You can run stuff up high and get fish. But a lot of times those fish are looking for the right water temperature and they're down deep. So something I started doing more of this year, and I know other guys have done it in different ways or techniques, but I started running snap weights. And initially when I started the season, I ran snap weights with a lot of walleye style crankbaits, your 800 reef runners, your number 12 husky jerks, your big thunder sticks, stuff like that. And I was getting a decent amount of fish. Right now I'm trolling your typical salmon gear. I got a couple flashers and flies out and a spoon. But I'm getting my stuff down there using really, really heavy snap weight systems. Using this as your typical OR 16, I believe it is, snap weight, or snap I should say, from Offshore Tackle. And got a nice barrel swivel there to hook up with it for quick change purposes. We're changing out weights. And then I'm using this right here, and all 3 of the rods I'm running right now, I'm using a 6-ounce weight. Now, I got 4 and 6-ounce weights I usually use when I'm salmon fishing. I know you can get upwards of a pound, 12 ounces at a pound, like mini cannonballs. And it takes a little tweaking, it takes a little, learning how to do it based on trying to get the right amount of line to get your target depths and stuff like that. But I usually run about a 40-foot lead and then snap on my snap weight and zero out my counters on my reels, and I go from there. I go and run what I think I need to get down to where the fish are. It's a pretty big setup, If you look at it, that's the size of my hand. It's not your typical snap weight, but it allows you to come out and target different fish. If you're a walleye guy at heart, or that's your primary fish like myself. Initially, I didn't rig this boat with downriggers. Because of it, I sort of limited myself what I can do for salmon fishing. This time of year, we're having the 4-year-olds come in. The water's still a little warm. I just found a pocket of really warm water, and there's a lot of fish still out. So a lot of 4-year-olds are still sort of coming in the shore on some good west wind days and cold nights and stuff like that. And then they move back out, and they're wanting to come in, but it's not quite there yet. And so I'm just trying to target those fish right now. The thing is, when you come out and you want to get these fish, especially in this deeper water, you got to be able to move around. A lot of guys just set up and troll in all different directions for hours. Well, it's no different than walleye fishing. 90% of the water is not holding fish. As the old saying goes, is 10% of the water is holding 90% of fish, and it's absolutely true. So you got to be mobile. I was in like 90 to 100 feet when I started. Looked, trolled for a little bit, didn't see nothing. I picked up, I moved out, and I think I'm in about 150 feet of water right now. Now coming down a little bit, but and there's fish out here. My depth ranges, I've come to figure out, you know, for about 150 feet of line out with a 6-ounce snap weight trolling a typical salmon speed, you know, 2.2 to 2.4, 2.6. With 150 line out, I can get a 6-ouncer down. I figure around it's about 50%, give or take. It's not like walleye fishing where I can just put a harness or whatever right in front of a fish's nose at whatever depth. There's a little more leeway because of the flashers and current. I mean, there's a lot of current in Lake Michigan. So, but if you ever want to get out, you want to try salmon fishing, you're a walleye guy. You know, look at Offshore makes great product with their snap weights. The snaps are just OR16, the red snaps with the pin in them. And then, you know, you're gonna have to look around a little bit to find these really big lead weights. Usually you can find them at your local sporting goods store if it's a well-stocked one. And you can come out and try something different and see if you can hook into a salmon or a nice brown or even a steelhead, and get a nice Lake Michigan salmonoid. So we're gonna get back to fishing. I'm gonna do a little jigging here in a little while, and we're gonna try some harbor fishing, and we'll see how it goes.